Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Blow Daz.
Let's look, Aidan.
Okay, a bit of hockey fans' guide to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
Ooh, this could tell us a little bit.
For us, yeah, I like this channel.
Yeah,
hockey
same.
Psychology. He breaks it down really well.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people in there go, there's better channels than this and all, but I'm yet to find one.
Yeah.
It's great for us. Again, very beginners, aren't we, in the hockey world?
This is probably the sport I know least about.
Yeah, same. I'm trying to find my way through it, but it's
I
know
love
some
it
of the
though.
historical things from watching it many years ago. But as far as tactics and all that go and things,
I'm actually going to watch them now. I'm going to start watching the
finals.
Stanley Cup Finals.
Upon us. Let's go. Let's watch this Hockey Fans Guide to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
The 2024 Stanley Cup Finals are officially set between the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers, and we're in for an historic matchup. One team is looking to win their first cup in franchise history, while the other looks to be the first team to bring the cup back to Canada since 1993. This is the hockey fans'
1993.
So you're telling me the Montreal Canadiens haven't won it for that long and all that as well?
There's a few. The Maple Leafs.
No, I kind of knew the Maple Leafs were a bit of like a history merchant type team.
Bit Man United.
Yeah.
Live in the past.
Yeah.
Had nothing lost 30 odd years.
I didn't mean that if any Maple Leafs fans watching. But yeah, hasn't the Canadians won the most Stanley Cups out of anyone?
The Canadians. Oh, do you mean the actual team, the Canadians, or the Canadian people?
The Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal Canadiens. I don't know.
All-in-one guide to the Stanley Cup Final. So let's take a deep dive into all the strategies and storylines that make this one of the most fascinating matchups that we've seen in years. The Florida Panthers. The path to the Cup for the Panthers has been different than their previous run from last season. There's a completely different attitude and swagger about this group. After losing to the Vegas Golden Knights in the 2023 Stanley Cup Final, this group has learned from that run and come back with a vengeance this season. There's a standard buy-in from every player, and this year's run has a much more complete effort instead of the Tkachuk and Bobrovsky show that we got last season. The Panthers took care of business in the first round by beating the Lightning in 5 games, and then the Bruins again in 6. They then rallied from a 2-1 series deficit to come back and beat the Rangers in 6 games. They now find themselves in the same spot as last year with another opportunity to finish the job. The Panthers are a team that are going to go through you to win, and tactically, here's how they can beat the Oilers. First is off the rush. The Panthers' structure in the neutral zone can force the Oilers to make turnovers and create a rush of their own the other way. In Game 5 against the Rangers, the Panthers stuffed a play at their blue line to create a turnover and then instantly had their D jump up in the play to make it a 4-on-3 rush, which led to a goal. Defensively, the Panthers play a 1-1-3 trap in the neutral zone, which usually sees the F3 retreat early to help take away all the lanes at the defending blue line. With the F3 almost always in a solid position for Florida, a quick turnover in the neutral zone can allow the Panthers to generate offense off the rush and make Edmonton pay for bad puck management. The Panthers will also look to expose Edmonton off the rush in a similar way Dallas did early in their series. In the neutral zone, the Oilers run a typical 1-2-2 neutral zone forecheck, which can be exploited by stretching the ice and finding the space between the Ds and the back-checking forwards. The Stars' lone goal in Game 6 came off of this exact play. Dallas takes advantage of an over-aggressive Edmonton F3 and gains the middle against backpedaling Edmonton defensemen. The two Dallas forwards crisscross on entry to create uncertainty and then capitalize on the Oilers over-collapsing towards the net. Dallas was able to expose this quite frequently early on in the series, but Edmonton adjusted by making sure that their F3s retreated early and often to allow their Ds to step up. Because of that support, it also allows the Oilers to easily transition into their defensive coverage. As Dallas pushes Edmonton's D back and finds the middle, the Oilers forwards backtrack hard inside the dot lane and transition to a box+1 defensive zone coverage. Florida will look for opportunities to stretch out the Oilers, but with that type of support, this is going to encourage the Panthers to use their biggest strength to dismantle Edmonton, and that's their forecheck. All playoffs long, the Panthers have withered down teams by chipping it in and getting into their 1-2-2 forecheck and then using their cycle to create mistakes. If the Panthers can't stretch out the Oilers, they're more than happy to dump it in and force the Oilers D to make a play under pressure. The Panthers have owned teams along the wall, and in the 2 meetings against Edmonton this season, the Panthers' cycle game exposed the Oilers' relatively passive zone coverage. With the Oilers playing a box+1, the Panthers will look to cycle the puck from high to low to spread out the Oilers in coverage. Once spread out, the Panthers look to capitalize by having the third forward or even the defenseman find the soft spot in the slot for a high danger chance. For the Panthers, all 5 players on every line protect the puck extremely well along the wall, and they do such a good job at supporting each other's aggressiveness to maintain pressure. That alone can simply be too much for Edmonton to handle. But then you add a player like Alexander Barkov. The Selke Award winner has shut down the game's very best in Kucherov, Pastrnak, and Panarin in the first 3 rounds. He will likely be tasked with slowing down Connor McDavid. However, his hockey sense allows Florida to play their relentless style. As the center and usually the high forward, Barkov is almost always in the right spot to support his D, making a well-timed pinch to maintain their pressure. His ability to turn defense into offense will be the #1 way he can shut down the best player on the planet. Combining all of these factors and how determined this team has looked all playoffs long, it's no wonder why they are the strong favorites.
You know what I want to know as well? People out there, your hockey nuts, will be let us know, have any of the coaches from either team, the Panthers or the Oilers, won the Stanley Cup before with another team?
That's a good question.
Have they got the experience to sort of like take the Stanley Cup?
Well, I guess the players of the Florida Panthers have the experience of playing in the finals.
Playing in the finals, yeah. But I imagine some of the Oilers. I mean, I guess a lot of the experience coming to playing in the finals.
Edmonton's the type of team to just have experience within the franchise.
I just think Canadian people in the
that's what I'm saying.
With the shit. I mean, you see some of these people. I mean, some of them are like Czech or Finnish or Swedish and things like that as well that play.
Yeah.
A lot of like the North Europeans. But when they play, they're so used to playing the game, and they're playing at a high level in World Cups or whatever they played, the Championship, is it the Hockey World Cup or the Olympics or whatever it may be. They're playing in certain high profile games that they've got that experience as well. So it doesn't really faze them going into a Stanley Cup, I don't think. I think the Stanley Cup's one of the, I think in any sport across the globe, I think the Stanley Cup's one of the elite cups to win. I think is it the oldest?
I feel like we've heard that fact before.
Yeah, well, I found out the other day that the Chester Cup in horse racing, right, is older than the FA Cup.
Is it?
Yeah.
When did the FA Cup
I was watching the Chester Cup the other day and she started banging on about it, and I was like, hang on a minute, did she just say something? I had to rewind it a little bit and say, did she just say it's older than the FA Cup?
No, the FA Cup started like 1860s.
Yeah, but the Chester Cup went back years before. Yeah, horse racing. You'd have thought.
Team is the epitome of playoff hockey, and based on what we've seen, the Panthers are expected to win. However, if there's one team that could shock everyone, it's their opponent, the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers' journey here has been nothing short of incredible. In November, they were in the basement of the league, fired their coach, and brought in Chris Knoblauch. Over the final 69 games of the regular season after Knoblauch was hired, the Oilers were the best team in the NHL, picking up 46 wins and 97 points. The Oilers spanked the Kings in 5 games in the first round before needing 7 to beat.
What do you mean 94 points, whatever he said? I thought it was just like wins and losses on your record.
Oh, I don't know. Never even picked up on that. I heard what he said, but I didn't pick up on it,
The Canucks. Despite majority of the hockey world thinking that they don't have a shot against the Dallas Stars, the Oilers advanced off the back of Stuart Skinner with a legacy performance in Game 6. It shouldn't surprise anyone.
I was just going on a previous video we did, if you don't watched it, when we were talking about the basketball, that Dallas could have had this year, of taking like being a sweeping, almost sweeping the board, because he could have been, he could have been in the Stanley Cup final, very close to it. They won the MLB with the Texas Rangers.
The NBA finals.
They're in the NBA finals with the Dallas Mavericks. How did the Cowboys do? They were the only letdown, weren't they? Again.
Yeah.
That the Edmonton Oilers are also considered underdogs in this series. So if they want any chance of pulling off an upset, they will need to put on a tactical clinic. That starts with the matchup game between Connor McDavid and Gustav Forsling. Forsling is the Panthers' best defenseman, but there are ways that Connor McDavid can expose him. Off the rush, Forsling's strong game is based off of his mobility and anticipation. He usually attaches to threats early and then skates forward to go stick on puck as the pass arrives. However, McDavid was able to expose him early in the year with his sheer speed. Watch here McDavid use his speed threat to force Forsling to skate forward and attach through him through the neutral zone. As McDavid receives the puck, he's going to cut back and expose the lane behind Forsling. Now when the Oilers are in the zone, the movement of the Oilers' high cycle can cause issues for Florida. The Panthers use a hybrid defensive zone coverage, which sees the strong side defenseman responsible for chasing the puck carrier toward the point on a low to high carry. Forsling's quickness usually gives him an advantage against the majority of attackers, but not against McDavid. Here the Oilers run a high cycle, and one after the other, the skaters follow the play up toward the point. McDavid draws Forsling away from the net, catches the puck inside a
where you going?
and wins a race to the net. With the Panthers using
Imagine if you
man-on-man
tried
as
that
the
in
puck
slips,
gets near
though.
the blue line, the Oilers will look to use a high cycle all the way down the lineup to potentially create space. However, the main way the Oilers can tilt the series in their favor is, of course, special teams. Having both the number 1 ranked power play and penalty kill in these playoffs means that the Oilers can change the momentum of the game just like that. The Oilers' PK has killed 28 straight penalties because of their ability to stop the other team's entry. They play the 1-3 structure so well to force a turnover at the blue line and make life extremely difficult for top units to get set up in the zone. In their own end, the Oilers play a 1-1-2 structure with the top forward consistently pressuring to trap down the play towards the boards and give puck carriers very little space. As good as the kill has been for Edmonton, the Oilers' power play has been better. Heading into the finals, it is operating at an absurd 93%. When the Oilers stack McDavid and Draisaitl on the same side of the ice, it becomes borderline impossible to defend. At every option, the penalty killers are in trouble. They have to defend McDavid's puck carrying and Draisaitl shooting on the strong side, while simultaneously accounting for Zach Hyman and Nugent Hopkins in front of the net and near the back post. If they somehow do a good job at neutralizing all of those threats, it goes way out the door if Evan Bouchard blasts one home with a point shot. The Oilers' primary reads on the power play come from McDavid and Draisaitl on the right side. McDavid loves to threaten the middle of the ice and then feed Draisaitl for either a one-time blast or a quick backdoor pass to Zach Hyman. With the Panthers' PK playing a diamond formation similar to Dallas, there may be opportunities to isolate the lone defender at the net for a 2-on-1 back post pass tap-in to Zach Hyman. So far, no one has been able to solve the Oilers' power play, so the best way to kill it off for Florida is to not even get in penalty trouble to begin with. Looking at how these two teams match up, there's always the X factor of goaltending. The Panthers have slayed down a murderer's row of goaltenders in these playoffs by taking down Vasilevsky, Swayman, and Shesterkin. Even when they are at their best, the Panthers have found ways to pour a volume of quality shots to eventually make them break. As for Stuart Skinner, he's proven he can come up big when it matters the most, despite having some rocky situations all throughout these playoffs. It's just a matter of whether or not he can stay consistent enough throughout the series to give Edmonton a chance. The Oilers also brought in George Mumford, who is the same sports psychologist who helped out Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan to help provide guidance for Stuart Skinner. It's helped him navigate through the roller coaster of these playoffs, and it could be the difference in helping him find the consistency needed to beat the Panthers. At every angle, there's an area where both of these teams have the opportunity to expose each other. And behind all the storylines that make this final so great is a chess match between two franchises
he wasn't even looking at it.
To give everything to win the Stanley Cup. So, who do you have winning the cup? Let us know your pick in the comments down below and who you think is going to be the X factor in this series. Also, a quick shout out to Jack Hand's Hockey Tactics Playbook for making this entire video possible. This book has a fantastic breakdown of all 32 teams' tactics, and it's a big component to making these videos, so go check that out in our description down below.
Who am I going to win? I kind of want Edmonton to win. I want Edmonton to win purely based on the I guess that's like a little bit of a soft spot of historical factor going towards it. You know,
I reckon like the fans
Canadian.
of Edmonton as well, like people that live in it, probably want it more than Florida.
Is Florida a hockey town?
That's what I'm saying. It's not really a town.
Sorry, a state. Is Florida a hockey?
But where even is it? Like, is it in Miami? Is it up north in Orlando? Or like Jacksonville?
Didn't it used to be called something else? Have they always been the Florida Panthers?
It can't be in Tampa because there's another team called Tampa, isn't there?
That's maybe who I'm getting mixed up with then, yeah.
The Lightning.
So I don't know where they are in...
Probably down in
Jacksonville.
Miami. I reckon down in Miami.
Yeah. But it's one of them where is it a hockey?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Area?
I reckon everyone there because
it's warm climate.
Prefers other sports. It's never you don't grow up in Florida playing hockey, do you?
You go to Edmonton, you're playing hockey in the summer, aren't you, with the frozen streets?
That's what I'm saying. And everyone around has probably got like Oilers flags everywhere because it's the only sport they've got.
Yeah. And that's kind of what's leaning me towards Edmonton. And if Canada haven't won it since 1993. It's only right.
And it's their sport, isn't it?
It is their sport, and it's only right that it's not right because he's not.
It's only right.
It's one of them, but I want Edmonton.
Like
my heart says I want Edmonton to win it because of Conor McDavid as well.
I kind of have a feeling Edmonton might win it. But I don't know.
I think Florida might be the better team, but
probably But Edmonton have got past everyone in the playoffs so far, haven't they?
They haven't. They've got that player that they've got Hyman as well, but with McDavid, he's just like.
Yeah,
It's just
everyone
ridiculous.
thought the Stars were going to win.
Yeah. But my heart says to me. Plus, he's a Canadian guy who lives down the corner here. He's got a restaurant, and he's got an Edmonton Oilers shirt up in his restaurant, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a Chicago Flame one there.
Calgary
as well.
Flames.
Calgary, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. He's got them both side by side.
Yeah.
I think it's him and his sister have two different teams.
Yeah.
And I think he's Edmonton Oilers and she's Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
But anyway, let us know who you think's going to win. And are we on the right lines there? We're thinking that Edmonton deserve to win it because the Canadians
Deserve to win it.
No one deserved anything, did they? I shouldn't say that. I don't
Well,
mean
no, it's not like
deserve.
no one deserves. It's like they kind of both deserve to win it. Whoever wins deserves to win it.
Yeah, because it's a knockout. It's over 7 games.
If you get beat 4-0, you probably didn't deserve to win it.
No, he didn't deserve to be in the final. Probably, But it's one of them. I just got my heart says go with Edmonton. On
Yeah,
this.
I'm gonna go with Edmonton as well.
Yeah. Anyway,
Let's go.
hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oilers.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.